Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. It's Juliet here at Spoilt Rotten Beads, and today I am going to show you how to make this lovely ripples bracelet, which was designed for us by Vivian. Vivian is our shop manager, and Vivian has used the Storm Duos and the Iris Duos to create this lovely ripple effect. And if I hold it up to the camera there, I think you'll be able to see you get this beautiful ripple effect. This blue one especially really looks like the ripples on the waves. So I'm going to show you how to make this bracelet. I also want to just grab a pair of earrings actually that I've got, because Vivian has also had a play around with the design and made a cute little pair of earrings as well. Well, there's only one earring at the moment. I'm thinking she's going to make the other one later on. But you can see how you can adapt this design to make yourself some earrings. And also do bear in mind that it curves beautifully as well. So you could use this same design to make yourself a matching necklace. So you could make yourself a whole set of jewelry using this beautiful ripples design. So you can download the free pattern from our website, www.spoiltrottenbeads, and everything that I am using today you can purchase from our website. And if you're watching this video from outside of the United Kingdom, don't worry, we will ship to you all over the world. Okay, so let's get making. This is the lovely ripples bracelet that Vivian designed here. I'm going to talk you through all of the components that you need to make it. But first of all, I just wanted to show you this little earring that Vivian made as well, because it just shows how you can actually adapt this design to make a little matching pair of earrings as well. And also, just to let you know that this design curves around really beautifully as well, so it would make a beautiful collared style necklace as well. So you can adapt this design to make yourself a matching set of jewelry, a necklace, bracelet and earrings. And this little test piece here just shows how it looks with different colours as well. I think it's always nice to see, because designs can look so different when you just switch the colours around. So what you're going to need is some Iris Duo beads here, and you see they've got this 2-hole and this lovely iris shape. You're going to need some Storm Duo beads and some size 11 seed beads, a clasp, some size 10 beading needles and some fireline thread. To make a bracelet that measures around about 8 inches in length, you're going to need around 53 of the Iris Duos and 36 of the Storm Duos, and they both come in packs of 30. So if you pick two packs of the Irises and 2 packs of the Storms, then you'll have more than enough to complete a bracelet and possibly a pair of earrings as well. And you'll just need some, as I said, some size 11 seed beads here, and I'm going to be using this lovely bronze colour with the golds I've got today. So I'm just going to take this all away and thread up my needle and then show you guys how to get started. The beauty of this piece is that you actually start off by attaching the clasp, and in fact you work all the way along attaching all the beads at the same time, so you don't have to go back over it and embellish or anything like that. You just work from one end to the other with this piece, which I always think is really nice. It's very rewarding being able to do that, not having to go back at the end to attach your clasp. So the first thing you need to do is to thread your needle up with the longest length of fire line that you are happy working with, and then you want to take one of your Iris Duos and you just need to thread through one of the holes. It doesn't matter at this stage which hole that is. And I'm just taking it down, so I've got a little tail of thread there. And I'm now going to pick up 6 of my size 11 seed beads. So there's 6 seed beads. Take those down to my Iris Duo. There we go. And then you want to pick up 1/2 of your clasp. It doesn't really matter which half, but I'm going to pick up my bar and just go through that bar. There we go. And now what you need to do is go back through the last 3 seed beads that you just added. Just shuffle everything down to my work. There we are. Just get my fingers out of the way so you guys can see that. So it will look something like that. And now you need to pick up 3 more of your size 11 seed beads and then go back through the Iris Duo. I'm going to pull this all tight and let you guys have a look. And there you can see there's my little clasp loop already attached. What I want to do now is work all the way back through my beads again, all the way through that clasp loop so that I exit just here. And then what I can do is tie my working thread to my tail and I'll be able to continue beading there. So I am just working my way through all of the beads in that clasp loop, back down to those 3 seed beads. Get my fingers out of the way so you can see what you're doing in a minute. There we go. Back down there. Put it all tight. So now my working thread is exiting from the seed beads here and I've got my tail. So what I can do is just knot my tail off here. So just tied a single knot there and now I'm going to tie a couple of double knots there. One on top of the other. Pull that nice and tight and that is now nice and secure like so. So I'm going to just get my tail out of the way. I'll trim that off a little bit later on. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads and go through the empty hole on the iris duo. There. Again, get my tail out of the way. And now I'm going to pick up 3 more seed beads and once again go back through the iris duo, but I'm going back through that top hole nearest the clasp now, like so. And there's my first iris duo on and my seed beads all around it. If I bring back the finished piece into camera here, then you can see how that looks there. So what I'm going to do now is just work through these 3 seed beads and just out through the iris duo here. So I'm just exiting from this lower hole on the iris duo. So I'm just going through those 3 seed beads on the side and just through the iris duo like so. And I'm now ready for my first storm duo bead, but actually this tail is starting to annoy me now, so I'm just gonna trim it off. There we go, out of my way now. So I'm ready to pick up my first storm duo, and I'm just gonna bring you these storm duos over so you guys can take a look at them, and you see why they're called storm duos, because they are like little waves. And if you take a look at the finished bracelet here, you'll see how they're all facing the same way, and that's what gives it this lovely sort of ripple effect on this bracelet, so that it's like the ripples on the sea. So you do need to make sure when you're making this piece that all of your storm duos sit the correct way and sit all exactly the same way round. So it doesn't matter which way, just as long as they're all the same. So I'm just starting off by picking up a storm duo, like so. And now I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads and go through the empty hole on that storm duo. Put it all tight. There we go. And I'm now ready to pick up another iris duo. So I'm going to pick it up, making sure that the domed side is on the top here, and pick it up through that top hole, bring it all down. And this is where we get to our next storm duo, where you need to make sure that they're sitting the right way round. So I'm going to show you how that's how that needs to sit, because you can see that if it does, it's going to be orientated the same way as the first storm duo that I put on. Just get my fingers out of the way for you guys. There. But if I was to switch it around, that would be wrong, because it's sitting the other way and it wouldn't give that ripple effect. So just pay attention to that. It'll come naturally to you once you've got a few on. Got my iris duo on. Sorry, not iris duo, storm duo on, like so. And you see that I've now got an empty hole here. So what I can do is pick up 3 size 11 seed beads and go through the empty hole in that storm duo and through that first iris duo bead, There we go. Pull this tight and let you guys take a look at that. There you go. You see how simple this pattern is to do. So now what I am going to do is I'm going to work all the way through this Storm Duo, 3 seed beads, Iris Duo, out through this Storm Duo here, and then I am going to be ready to attach my next Iris Duo. What I've just realised is, you know what I've done? I've done exactly what I said you shouldn't do, and I've put these Storm Duos on in the incorrect way, but that's quite good because actually you can see how that looks. So they're both facing different ways, so rather than creating that ripple effect, they're actually sort of nestling in exactly the same way, sort of around the Iris Duo, but we want to create this ripple effect. So you can see actually it would work, but it's not going to create that ripple effect. So I think I should take that off and go back again, because that's not right at all. So not got far to go back. So I just need to take off this Iris Duo bead, and you can see the way it needs to go is so that it ripples the same way as that one does. Like, is it like that, or is it like that? Like that. That's how it needs to go. There we go. So I've taken my needle off now as well, so let me just pop my needle back on my thread, and there we go. Okay, so it needs to sit the same way, so I'm going to make sure I go through the right hole this time. There we go. You can just double check that. You can see how now that is creating that ripple effect. So now I can pick up my 3 size 11 seed beads, go through that Storm Duo and through the Iris Duo, like so. And now I take my fingers out the way, you can see you've got that ripple effect with them rippling in the same way. So I can now go through my Iris Duo and then through these 3 seed beads on the edge of it, that's not Iris Duo, through my Storm Duo, through the 3 seed beads on the side of it, through the Storm Duo, through the Iris Duo that's in the middle, and then just through that last Storm Duo bead. I'm just gonna, there we go, get my fingers out of the way so you guys can see. There you go. And so now I'm ready for another Iris Duo bead. So again, I'm making sure I'm picking up the correct way so that that domed surface is on the top, and I'm going to go through this top hole here. There we go. And I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads and go through the empty hole on that Iris Duo. And now I'm ready for another Storm Duo. And it's much easier this time because you've got 2 Storm Duos on already, and so you can quite easily see which way they need to sit. So you see that this next Storm Duo needs to nestle in there just like that. So I pick up that Storm Duo and go through the middle Iris Duo there. There we are. And I'm now ready for another Iris Duo. So again, I need to make sure that it's sitting the same, orientated the same way as the one above it there. There we go. Go through there. And now I'm ready for another Iris Duo. But I want this Iris Duo to sit there just like that. So I've picked up my Iris Duo and I'm going through the lower, what I would call the lower hole on it, so that the top hole here is empty. You'll see what I'm going to do in just a sec. So there we go, there's my Iris Duo. I'm now ready for 3 more seed beads. And I can now go back through the Iris Duo that I have just added. And then I need to zip it all together by going through this Storm, Iris, Storm, Iris. And then I'm going to work through these 3 seed beads, through the Iris, Storm, Iris, Storm. And I'm going to end by coming out of this Storm Duo bead right here. So that's the last Storm Duo bead that I just added. All of this is on the instructions that you can download for free from our website, and we'll even send you a printed copy if you choose to order one from the website as well. So there we go. So I'm just working through those beads now. Pulling everything tight. So you can see where I am now. I'm now coming out of this iris bead. I'm going to go through the 3 seed beads on the edge of it. Then through the iris duo, storm, iris duo, and finally through that last storm duo that I just added. Pull it all tight. Just so you know, you want to try and get these little storm duos to sit on the top of the design, and they will as you go along, because the seed beads that you're using, the size 11 seed beads, will force them to do that. So I'm now going to pick up 3 size 11 seed beads and go through the empty hole in that last storm duo. And I'm now ready for another iris duo in the middle there. So I'm picking up my iris duo. There we go. And I can go back through this storm duo here. And then I will promise you I will get my fingers out of the way. You can see. There you go. So I'm now ready to add 3 seed beads on the edge of this storm duo. So I've picked up 3 seed beads and I'm just going through the storm duo here and the middle iris duo and the last storm duo. There we go. There you go. So you can see it starting to build now. So what I'm going to do now is go through these 3 seed beads, through the storm duo, through the iris duo, through the storm duo again. There we go, pull everything tight, and you can see I'm now exiting this storm duo here, and I'm ready for another iris duo on the side. So I'm going to pick up an iris duo. There we go. Pick up 3 seed beads. Go through, well, you can hear our printer beeping in the background there. There we go, and I'm now ready for another storm duo. So I'm going to just check the orientation of that bead, make sure it's sitting right, pick up the storm duo and go through the iris duo. And I'm going to leave you at this point and carry on beading, because I'm actually just repeating all the steps that I have just done. I'm just going to keep repeating that until my bracelet is around about sort of half an inch shorter than I want the finished piece to be. And I'm going to come back to you and I am going to show you how to finish off and attach your clasp. Okay, so I've continued beading and I've reached the stage where I'm happy to attach my clasp here, my clasp loop. And I've ended by coming out of this central iris duo here. So normally if I was going to add another set, I'd come out of this storm duo here and pick up an iris duo, but I'm not going to do that. I've ended just by coming out of the middle here from this central iris duo, and I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads and go through the empty hole in that iris duo like so, and then pick up 3 more seed beads and go through the other hole in that iris duo, and then back through the first set of 3 seed beads that I just added. There. I'm going to back through those 3 seed beads and come out of just this hole here on the iris duo. So I'm working my way through those seed beads there and back through the iris duo. There we go. I'm now exiting from the iris duo. So what I'm going to do now is pick up 6 seed beads there, and then go through my clasp loop and go back down through the last 3 seed beads that I picked up. And you can see that what I'm going to do now is pick up 3 more seed beads and go through the iris duo again. There we go. And there's my little clasp loop there, all nice and neat. So what I shall do in a moment to finish this off is to work back through all of the beads in that clasp loop one more time in order to make sure that I've got a double thickness of thread running through the clasp loop, just to add some security to it, and then I shall finish off. So I'm just going to come back to you in a moment when I'm ready to do that. So I'm now just going to work back through those beads in the clasp loop. So that's the 6 that I initially added through the ring of the clasp, through the last 3 that I exited, and the last 3 that I added there. Pull it all tight and go through the iris duo there. So now I've got a double thickness of thread running through that clasp loop there. So I'm now ready just to finish off my thread. So to do that, I'm going to stitch through a few of the size 11 seed beads, hook underneath the thread between 2 beads and pull so that I get a little loop, go through that loop, and that little knot that I'm just tying there will slip down between 2 beads. I'm going to do it again and then stitch into size 11 seed bead and back through that iris duo just to pull that knot inside a bead. And I always like to do this just one more time because I feel it's really nice and secure then. So once again, hook under the thread between 2 size 11 beads so you get a loop, go through the loop, pull the knot tight, do it again. There we go, and then just pull that knot inside the next few beads, and I'm now ready to trim off my thread. So I shall do that. There we go. So there is my beautiful Ripples bracelet here, made in the lovely antique gold colours. Really, really pretty. Looks very different to the one that Vivian has made here with the beautiful blues and greens. So do let us know what you think in the comments below, and head on over to our website where you'll find everything that we've used in this project, including a free downloadable pattern, and come back soon for more inspiration. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.